Hello, beloveds. How are you? We're going to make a reading for the 27th of April till the 4th of May. Well, probably I hope you all had a great week and a very positive week after the reading from last week. From the airport, it's almost a few days, a few weeks ago. I feel because I couldn't do this week's reading for all kinds of energies were disturbing the energy, and it was very busy. So I moved it up till the Friday because I didn't feel the energy that much on a Tuesday. Um, so I moved it up till today, and there are a lot of things going on at the moment with Jupiter, Saturnus, and Pluto in retrograde. What I discovered was enormous this week, a lot of accidents on the road, really huge accidents. So this because of Pluto and Saturn in conjunction going retrograde. So I would suggest be careful on the road, be careful where you drive to, be careful with interaction with people and other vehicles. So I hope you will stay safe in all these transitions. Let's see what's going on in the masculine's mind space. And he is being in balance and patience. He's having patience of his own stability. He wants to be stable, he wants to be in balance. He has patience with himself, and he is planning his future and his way to the light. So we had a lot of energy shifts with Easter, and we all feel with Easter the collective energy that keeps us in a low vibration. But this year, I felt a higher vibration than last year. The gates and the portals who went open with Easter weren't that heavy as the year before. So I'm very optimistic about this, and keeping it upgraded, and keeping it positive. So we know that all these upgrades we get through the night or through the day, and with the portals, that it will help us to upgrade us from the heavier side up to the light. And yeah, I feel that's very positive. I feel very positive vibe um, with that. And it doesn't matter if it's raining or snowing, or when the leaves are falling. You need to be in balance, and that's what the divine masculine is thinking of, is making his way for himself to get more in balance, so he doesn't get out of balance with any kind of energies that comes from the outside. He wants to stay in balance with himself. So he is patient with himself, and he's planning the future to go to the light. It's also synchronizing with his heart space. So he's getting more in alignment. He wants to go to that light. He wants to see that sun within himself. And the only thing he can do about this is, invite the sun energy, invite the sun rays of the energies into your body, into your system, but um, also for the collective with the masculine energy in the heart space. They want to be cheerful and leaving all past and heaviness behind. And a lot of the divine masculine starts to meditate the golden ray of the sun, getting it down through their crown chakra into their heart space so they can radiate the light from within to the outside, and and inviting that light to come in. So that's what is in his heart space. He wants to be joyful. He wants to be cheerful. He wants to work on that to feel that peace within himself. And that's so beautiful because he's doing it out of balance. He's trying to go to the light to get more balance. And that light will come from within, from his heart space. So how does he see his divine feminine? He sees that she has a strong intuition, that she feels him, that she supports him, and that his intuition also is getting increased. So he knows that she has a strong intuition, and that her maybe her prophecies are coming out. Her prophecies were not always um, negative, but the prophecies were all also positive, and the positive um, predictions that she made, he knows that is coming out. He knows that she is so intuitive as the high priestess that he is also wanting to look into the universe and into himself and find the universe within himself, so he can arise above the um, the dark shadows of the past. So what's in the mind space of the divine feminine? Movement, choices, and decisions. Well, choices, movement, and decisions. So there's a lot of movement going on with the divine feminine. There's a lot of healing taking place, but also she has to make choices on and that could be on the material things, on the heart space, of the love space, um, of her mind. Yeah, and she knows that she has to make some choices in different areas, and it's not always going easy for her, because I feel a lot of chaos with the divine feminine in making decisions right now because of Saturn and Pluto and Jupiter is going retrograde. So all these chaotic energies that is amplifying the feelings of the divine feminine in making choices and decisions. So what's in her? And I hear then she's not making choices at all, because it's the energies are too chaotic that she is not making a choice. Let's see what's in the heart space. Triumphant and success. She has a success. She knows in her heart space she has success in everything she does, and she is triumphing her defeats. She's triumphing her her new paths, her new victories of ideas, of communication, and she's very happy with the communication. It's going better and better also for you, twin flames who are in no speaking terms. You can expect a new communication to come in with your divine masculine. I also feel for the ones who are not in union, or are in union, the communication will get better and better, and learn to listen to each other. That's a huge one. Listen, don't cut away everything you don't like, but go in this heart space and go and talk and make the decisions and talk out of love to your divine masculine. So there's a lot of, I feel also there's a crown on your work if you talk with respect to each other. Don't leave out the truth. Don't leave out the truth of your heart. So what you feel in your heart, speak the truth with clarity, with love, because it's not about feeling better than the other person or knowing better than the other person, but really feeling into your heart space and tell the truth of your emotions, the truth of your what you're feeling, not from your mind space, because your mind space is always your saboteur. It's always it's always when the shoot hits the fan. Let's say it that way. When the shoot hits the fan, it's too far. You didn't say enough for yourself. You didn't come forward with your true emotions. So go to your heart space, speak from the truth. Um, um, yeah, and about truth, it's probably your divine masculine needs to know the truth. How you feel about him, how you feel about the situation, how you feel about the union, how you feel about um, coming together. Because I see a lot of twin flames are coming together, and I get a lot of remarks and comments on or emails also, like, can I come and ask you to how my twin flame journey goes in the oh my gosh, in unity. How will it go in unity? Then I would say, okay, send me a message. And I see a lot of divine twin flames coming together in union. Even now, I feel that the energy is chaotic, that the mind is in overdrive. It's like a lot of energies communicating with each other, and need to get more rest in the mind. And that's in the etheric, that's in the higher dimension what's going on. So triumph and success in her heart space with communication to her divine masculine, or in 5D. It could be that you have a great communication with your divine masculine in 5D. And I also say again, know with who you are talking to. Know who you are talking to. Because there are more energies now they want to disturb the collective energy of coming together and union for the twin flame. So really know if it's your twin flame you're talking to in the 5D. What what she's seeing of her divine masculine, how she sees her divine masculine, that he has victory and success, uh, that he is being successful of going out of this dark energy, going out of this dark energy and go to the light. He wants to blow his horn, and let the world know how he's feeling. And if he does, and he shares with other people how he feels, his light will return. His light will come to him and return, because this is how she sees her divine masculine, that he is victorious, that he is successful with the things he does, that he is successful with letting go of old behaviors, of old stuff. And the more he releases in him, from himself, the old self, the more he will come into the light, the more of his demons he will leave behind. And also his addictions, also the addictions to be admired, to be loved. He is really going into this space of self-love, taking care of himself. And she sees that he is directed to the light and is more trustful, because he wants to take that leap of faith to the edge of the mountain. So yes, that's how she sees her divine masculine. She sees that he makes these steps, and even if they're baby steps, they are steps that they make, to come closer to union. Let's see what is his what supports him, what supports the divine masculine. Emotional loss, and that is losing himself, losing the old way he was, losing the old patterns. I just told you about how the divine feminine sees it, and this is how he sees it and how it will support him. He had an emotional loss, and this emotional loss that will give him the success, that will give him the fertility, that will give him the love and the care that he needs. Because he's still holding his heart. He probably has a heartache or felt a loss, but also a release of going inwards into the spiral, going within himself, and to see what his emotional loss is, and what he thought of this emotional love. It could be that he starts to realize that it was necessary to grow, necessary to get in balance with himself, to remove the old egocentric behavior, and going more into his heart space. So what is in his heart space? Just as the divine feminine, speaking your truth, speak your truth from the heart, and then you get everything in balance, and you can enter this portal to the universe when you're in balance and speak your truth. You start, or the divine masculine starts to remember that he is part of the universe, that his light is a part of the universe. Let's see if I can channel this energy for the divine masculine about his heart space of truth. My divine feminine, my beloved, I need to speak my truth. I can't hold my truth inside. I need to speak to you. I need to say to you that I love you, that I want to take care of you, that I want to have a lifetime with you, because with you I'm happy, I'm in balance. And even if I thought way in my mind, way back, I spoke from this balance. I spoke not from my truth. I didn't speak from my heart. I spoke from my mind. I know that you spoke from your mind. I know that you had obstacles, that you weren't connected with your heart space at that time. I knew that things would change if I would speak from my heart. I was afraid to speak from my heart because I was afraid to get hurt. And that's why I kept things for myself and didn't share with you what I felt because I was afraid of losing you. And in that fear, I lost you after all. I lost the biggest thing of my life. I lost the love of my life. And that's my truth. So I want you to know that you are my love and that's my truth. And if I can make it happen, I will make it happen. But it takes steps. I'm not as far as you are. I need to take steps, and I'm making steps for myself and getting my self-worth back, and not getting it outside, but from the inside. And you helping me. I know you're helping me. And I love you for that. So, I hope that you can accept my truth. The truth of what was always in my heart. I love you. Wow. Most of the time, we don't see those things coming. But it's a genuine channeling from the masculine's collective. How does he sees the relationship with his divine feminine? He sees it as the circle. One circle was closed and done, and a new circle is starting. There is fertility, there is growth, there is connection with the heart, there is love, there is... she is his empress. She is his empress. And because of this energy that he knows, and he just spoke his truth, that it's possible that he sees her as his wife, as his empress, as his queen. And he wants to be ready for when they are together, when they meet, or when they come in union, that it will be new growth, like the trees, new leaves on the trees. It will be fresh, it would be new, and it will a new growth within from them both. And that's how he sees the relationship with his divine feminine. What's supporting the divine feminine? Memories of love. She sees the memories, she is remembering the beautiful things. She is not looking at the ugly things that happened. She is positive, She wants to offer her light to herself. She wants to offer the light to her people around her, to the divine masculine, but also to the collective energies. She wants to see and carry her light in love, and that will support her. Doesn't mean that she is not seeing the ugly things that's going on, but she keeps it positive. And she knows if there is heavy energies going on, or it is a little bit more difficult than usually, she is transmuting the energies and looking to the light. She is transmuting the dark energies into light, and she gives her light away to everybody who wants to receive it. So yeah, that supports her. That will be in her energy space, and she also shares her memories of love with her divine masculine. If it's in 5D, or if it's um, in 3D by texting, or by sending pictures, or letting him know that she remembers him, that she remembers the good times, and she holds on to the good times. She is not looking back to the bad times, because most of the energies that gives us bad feelings um, are from lower vibrational energies, like vampires, like reptilian energy, like demon energy, that wants to keep you trapped and not going to the light. They don't want you to grow. They want to keep you stuck. They take you into their surroundings and suck the energy out of you for their own behalf, so they can move on by themselves. If you're totally dried up, then there is no use for you anymore, and they let you go, and they leave you dry and out in the dark, and there's no way, no forward movement. Um, and there could be times that there were times in the past that both of you, of the divine feminine and the divine masculine, were captured by the dark energies, and they both drowned you, and they drained you, and they both took you down. And now the energies are removing. I feel the divine feminine is doing a lot of healing work, and did a lot of healing work on the divine masculine and the collective, to change these energies. So she is not looking anymore to the past and to the people that were involved, but and the energies that were involved with these shadow sides, because those shadow sides will you will remove the shadow side when you climb up to the light, when you get in a higher vibration, and when you stop pouring your energy into someone else. Then the energies will disappear by itself. So that's it. What is supporting the divine feminine in her heart space? Disruption of her flow. She needs to do a step back. She is too much occupied in her mind, that she gets restricted in her heart space, or she feels that she is closed up in her heart space because there is no clarity from her divine masculine or from herself. And it could be that the divine feminine needs to stand more in her own power to release all disruption around her, from the outside energies, disruption of um, from the outside world that gets her out of her feeling of um, tranquility and soft and silence behavior. When she's in her softness and in her silence, she will soften up everything. And I have the feeling, and I have the the feeling that she needs to go back more in that space, that the outside is too strong to get her out of this energy. There's too much disruption from the outside world, so she can connect deeper with her emotions and deeper with her own space. So there is too much disruption around her to feel peaceful. But she is getting there when she is releasing and meditating, and make sure that she does her work, her own work, that she does her flow with it. So it's like too much people are trying to get her vibration down, or not intentionally, but there are energies outside now, like I talked about, Saturnus and Pluto and Jupiter. It's a way of really um, getting more dark energies to the earth, to disrupt a lot of things in and around our space, as we want to go with the flow. And we can protect ourselves from that. If we put the timelines and the timelines in front of us, what we need and what we want, what's good for us, then we will call in those timelines, and we call in those energy lines and grid lines where we can walk upon. um, but it's not an easy week we're going to this next week. um, okay, there is hope. There is in her heart space. There's hope in her heart space. And if you look closer to the light, it's a circle of people. She has hope for the collective. She has hope for all beings. And she let it shine in her hands. She let it shine everywhere. She transmutes the dark energies. She makes sure that no serpents or black serpents are coming in. No dark energies will come into her space. She will blast it away. She will protect. She will send it to the light and leave it up to the universe. Leave it up to the universe to make a conclusion out of everything. And she has the trust in that. If other people try to disturb her energy, or try to disturb her surroundings or family or study or whatever she's doing, she's transmuting these energies, not for herself but for the whole collective. And that's how she comes more in contact with her light. And that's how she sees her relationship with the divine masculine. That's one of light, because she protects this relationship. She protects the dark energy, or she casts out the dark energies, and she has the hope that light will always be there and always will reach him. So she sees the relationship one of hope. When there is more connection, when there is more communication, when there is more active interaction between each other that will give her hope. But I see also that she is doing the things she needs to do for herself. But hope is one of the strongest um, emotions, because without hope there's no future. If you have hope, there's always future. Um, what is the challenge of the divine masculine? The challenge of the divine masculine is this creativity. Maybe there's a block on his creativity. Maybe he has a urge for sexuality, sexual needs, and he can do something about this. You know, if he wants to stay in his energy, and he gives away his sexual energy, he gives away all his creativity, because there is only one source he can use at a time. So if he is staying with himself, by himself, then all creativity is coming towards him. Creativity, ideas, creativity at his work, creativity at that comes from source, and he can fulfill himself with that. If he gives away his sexuality, his sexual drive to another woman or to another person, if it's man, male, female, doesn't matter, then he gives away his energy to someone else, and they thrive on his energy. And um, and it's weird, because the divine, when a divine masculine and feminine come together, they have, and it's coming from the heart, it's a huge blast, it's a huge energy power, almost a powerhouse when it's coming from the heart. If it's one-sided, if the masculine gives his energy away to a feminine, then he loses his energy. It makes attachment to the divine feminine, that she feels attached. She needs more of his energy. She starts to draw in his energy, and she does it with sexuality, or she does it with seduction. And if that's the part the divine masculine needs to be careful of, if it's mutual, if it's from the heart space, is it's from the love, and you want to build a relationship with that person, and you know that it's the one of your life, then you will explode. Then you will have this huge powerhouse for the both of you, because your creative energies are meeting with each other. But if it's one-sided, then the divine masculine will give away his power, will give away, and the divine feminine will take and take and take and take um, till it's empty, till he's empty. So that's what his challenge is, to keep the energy for himself, to create everything for himself, create a new life, create new energy, create new projects, create more intensity. um, yeah, that's a huge thing for the divine masculine. And a lot of the divine masculines are not aware of this. Most of the time they're not aware of this sacral energy, and they just use it to have sex. And meaningless sex is also from a very low vibration. So you will get people into your environment who are needy, and who are needy from your energy, who are living on your energy, and they will keep you in all most possible ways attached to manipulation, attached to um, all lower vibrations, lying, cheating, all those kinds of things, when it's not from the heart. And it's not always that the divine masculine cheats, but if the divine feminine don't get her needs met on that vibration, she can, on this vibration, on this lower vibration, she can become this dark energy of anger, of frustration, of blaming, and she will give the divine masculine a feeling that he is not good enough. So the divine masculine, and that's his challenge, his sacral, to keep his um, sacral clean, and get more in his higher energy to create more inspiring energies, and inspiring thoughts, and inspiring um, projects to release his creativity. And what he's going to do about it, he will stand firm, he will ground himself, he will stay with himself, he will not interact with his divine feminine, or not interact with a feminine. It doesn't mean always that the feminine is a divine feminine. If you're coming from a lower vibration, then you're more a karmic partner than a divine feminine. So make sure where you are. I feel that the karmic will pull and try all kinds of ways to get the divine masculine back in her life again, for the sexual energy and her needs. So I see at the divine masculine that he will stand his ground, that he will be firm, because he wants to hold his energy. He wants to create more light in his life. He wants to create more balance in his life. He wants to get more self-worth. He wants to get more being sure of himself, not being insecure. He wants to leave that path behind. He wants to stay firm, and he wants to stay strong. So he is grounding himself in the energy um, of creation. Oh wow, he's grounding himself in the energy of creation. Wow, that's beautiful. And what is the challenge of the divine um, feminine? The divine feminine needs to get in her power, into her leadership, into her boundaries, and asking for explanations, asking for more security within herself. Everything she feels, she has to give. Everything she feels, she has um, um, to explain, and to talk about it, and give her boundaries. She needs to stand in her in her feminine leadership, so nobody else can take away her power. Nobody else can take her, or try to get her out of her energy. Um, because a lot of energies that's going on is like manipulative energies, that try her to make her convince otherwise on another level, to think different, to think without or try to persuade her to do the things that other people want, that's good for their needs. But she really has to feel into her body, into her emotions, that is what is needed for her, and stand her energy and taking her leadership in that. Because if she doesn't, if she say yes, I'm fine with that, and then suddenly something happens and it doesn't feel right for her, then she could get angry, she could get feeling not well, or blaming herself that she is changing her mind, or let her change her mind because someone else um, yeah, wanted a different thing, and she's not going there anymore. So she is, and that's her learning curve. She is giving boundaries, she is giving her perception, she is giving her feelings about it. She wants your opinion, she wants to listen, and she wants to compromise, but she's not compromising on behalf of her own feelings anymore. So that's what the divine feminine um, is her challenge, and she's going to learn this. That's her learning curve at the moment. And what is she going to do about it? Like the divine masculine, she is standing her ground. The divine masculine had his uh, firm foundation, and the divine feminine is standing her ground with 2 feet in the earth, and let everything come to her, but decides what's good for her, and she will send her boundaries. She will tell her boundaries in a loving way, or in the way she feels that is necessary to say. So will become difficult for other people um, to persuade her to do different. And it was used to, because she was always this kind-hearted and loving person. She is that feminine, soft and loving energy that that says yes to a lot of things because it's fun, because it resonates with her, or she is needing at that moment. Um, but now she's get out of this space of needing. She's get out of the space of filling someone else's cup instead of hers. If she feels that the energy is not mutual, and she gives and there is no return, then there is a disbalance on both sides. And if she doesn't get it in return, then it means that she will get the disappointment time after time after time. And I think the divine feminine is really done with the disappointments. But that's all from the mind space. So I say, and I feel what that is the disruption from the heart space, that she has to give more boundaries, because otherwise other people will disrupt her energy constantly. And she needs to stand her ground to be able to speak from an open heart. And that's what she wants. She wants to talk with an open heart. She wants to talk from the heart. She wants to talk She wants to reconcile. She wants to level everything out, and she needs to know that it is in balance with herself. Okay. What connects them together? Moving on. The divine masculine is finally moving out of the dark, moving on into the light. He is searching for the light. He is searching for things that are more easy for him to walk his path. And he is moving on from emotional loss. He is moving on from dishonesty, from deception, from sneakiness. He is moving out of that because, after all, the light gives you everything what you deserve. It gives you abundance. You don't get the abundance of being sneaking and ripping people off. You won't be getting abundance of feeding yourself on other people. You don't get in the light if you do the behavior from the lower frequencies, because then you will stay in the dark, and you will stay in the dark. But the divine masculine made a choice with patience and planning from his light of his heart to move on. It doesn't mean it's easy for him. It doesn't mean that it's easy for him. But he's moving on from the dark into the light. And the more he keeps on going, the more light will come his way. But he needs the time and the planning and the space for himself to move into that light. To believe and trust in that light of the universe. So he can see his path more clearly, leaving the old leaves, and the old behind, and stepping into the future by killing the snake. He has a snake in his hands, and he killed the snake. He grabbed it by the throat, and he said, "No more, no more." And he's stepping into the light. So he released himself from the snake that kept him in the dark, that kept him under control of the dark energies, the addictions, the sexuality, and he's stepping from that into the light to a higher frequency of love for himself. What will bring them together? New passion. And that means that there is a new fire in their hearts, in both their hearts. A new fire for themselves, fire from the heart, passion to a new path, passion to a new life, if it's with each other or without each other, or in separation. They still follow the passion of what they need in their life to fulfill their own needs. And that's exactly what the divine feminine does. She is not seducing the divine masculine. She knows that that's an old energy. She is not willing to seduce him because that's coming from a lower vibration. She knows if she stays clear and she stays in love and she sends him love, that the union will come after all, but then it will come out of a maturity decision and not out of a seduction. just to stroke the ego of the masculine, and she's not going there. That is really standing her ground with her boundaries. You see the passion here in the air in standing her ground, and also the colors of the cards are the same. Standing her grounds. And she is not, her passion is for everything. Her passion is for her divine masculine. Her passion is concentrating on one person, not on multiple persons. She is, the divine feminine is, if she wants the union with her divine masculine, she will stick to one person. She is the loyalty. That's the divine feminine. Okay, well, this was the reading for this week. I will see if I can get a clarifier on the sacral chakra. Sacral chakra. Simply love. Simply love. You know, go for the six, go for the love, go for the truth, go for what's in your heart, and not, if it's not in your heart, don't let yourself go over there and go in the attachment and in the lower vibration. Okay. And what's the disruption of the divine feminine? What's the disruption of the divine feminine? What's one card, please? What's the disruption of the divine feminine? It was very difficult. There were a lot of energies going on. Enormous power energy. And it was, in some cases, hard to shuffle. One card, please, for the disruption of the divine feminine. What is the disruption? Oh, there it goes. What's the disruption? Aha, there it is. Seek silence. What I said, it's from the outside and she can't do her thing. So keep in silence. Seek the silence. Seek the space for yourself. So the disruption from the outside world, from the etheric world, don't come near you. Meditate, go and go within, seek rest, go to outside world, go seek some, go into the woods, go to the beach, go do your thing, meditate. So there won't be this disruption in your life. It won't get you out of balance if you do your own thing. Okay, I keep it to this week. I hope you all will do well. For private readings, you can see the description box below. They're open again for private readings. So I wish you all well. Have a good day and love and blessings. Bye bye.